What's going on, everybody? This is Gen716 back here again, and today I want to talk to you guys about whether the Buffalo Bills should consider signing Melvin Gordon. And I know Melvin Gordon, he has been he's been a huge topic of discussion, mainly because, again, when he's healthy and when he's playing a full season, and his talent alone, man, he's one of the best running backs in the league. Now, obviously, last year he did not, he had a holdout year. He wanted a big contract, and rightfully so, because Melvin Gordon, over the last couple of seasons, he's played like a top 10 running back. And especially the season prior to the holdout, he had a year where, again, he didn't have 1,000 yards rushing, but he was one of the best all-purpose backs in the league. The problem with Melvin Gordon, and again, the problem is not really with him, it's the running back position, is that you can literally get a running back out of the draft in the fourth, fifth round, and that running back could end up being a superstar. Like, the running back, when it comes to the running back position, it's one of the easiest transitions from college to the NFL. Mainly because, again, for running backs, they're already developed. And, a huge part of that is because, how running backs are used now and from high school to now, where, right, a lot of these running backs, they know a lot of these, these receiving concepts, and they know most of the routes, and, how they're used when it comes to blocking situations. Like, the running backs are more developed now compared to how they were back in the 70s or in the 80s or even the 90s or even the early 2000s. Like, more running backs are developed into all-purpose type of backs than just your prototypical running backs that can just run straight downhill, maybe have some wiggle to them, but they're not reliable pass catchers and not reliable pass blockers, or even used as run blocking situations. A lot of these running backs are more developed to do everything on the football field, coming out of the college game. Even with this particular running back class, right, with J.K. Dobbins, and there's Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, these are all-purpose type of backs that can pretty much do everything you want them to. Now, of course, there's different traits in those running backs when it comes to speed and power and stuff like that. But when it just comes to being that all-purpose player, these running backs are already good to go, and they're already developed. Now, of course, there's some things here and there that they have to fix in their game at the NFL level, but it's not that huge, right? It's not compared to an offensive lineman or tackle that that gets drafted in the first round. Like, tackles improve almost every single year. There are huge aspects in their game that they have to work on every single year in order for them to keep up. The running back position is almost the same. It's almost the same, only except the difference for running backs, it's really the wear and tear on their body because of the amount of hits that they take, right? Running backs take a huge amount of hits throughout their entire careers, from peewee all the way for them getting into the NFL level, and then adding on the additional hits for the NFL level. That's why you really start to see the decline of running backs from the age of 27, from 28. You start to really see that decline, and it sucks for those type of running backs, because when you're around 27 and 28 years old, that's when your contract is up, and that's when you're expecting to get the big deal that you want. And in the past, you can get that deal that you want. But nowadays, where you start to see these teams and organizations, they really start to pick up, and they really, really learn, and they look at the past history and saying, we can just get a running back from the draft in the third or fourth round. Or even sometimes, if there's that one prospect that you can say, we got to get this guy in the first round because there's no other running back like this, we can use him for 4 or 5 years, and then we can just draft another running back again. That's particularly what you can do. For this situation with Melvin Gordon, should the Buffalo Bills consider signing Melvin Gordon on a 1 year, or maybe, how long, whatever his contract is at, for a 27-year-old running back, or should they get a Zach Moss, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or Jonathan Taylor type of back? The Buffalo Bills drafted Devin Singletary last year in the third round, and, if he would have got the carries if he would have got the carries, he could have had 1,000 yards, right? He averaged over 5 yards a carry, but he did it averaging around 14 to 15 carries a game. Right? So, and, his total touches was around 19 to 20 almost a game. So, Devin Singletary could have had 1,000 yards if it was for the lack of carries, and also for him missing around 3 or 4 games because of his hamstring injury. But, in this day and age where, again, linebackers, defensive linemen, all different type of positions on the defensive side of the ball. They're getting faster, more physical, stronger. You know, having a running back 25, 30 carries a game, it's just not going to do it, especially for, how small of a running back Devin Singletary is. So finding that perfect complement, as I think is essential, right? I think it's very, very important for the Buffalo Bills to get that perfect complementary back for Singletary. I think Melvin Gordon could be a phenomenal complementary back. Again, he's a starting running back, but you know there's not a lot of teams that are willing to give Melvin Gordon the contract that he wants. A lot of teams are probably willing to give him a 1 year deal or maybe a 2 year deal at max. But even after his 1 year deal's up at the age of 28, he's not going to get the contract that he wants. Holding out was really a backfire for Melvin Gordon because now Austin Eckler, a guy that's 2 years younger, has the contract, or at least has the contract close to what Melvin Gordon proposed that he wanted. No, not even that, because Melvin Gordon wanted that Ezekiel Elliott type of contract. And there's no way in hell he was getting that Ezekiel Elliott contract. So the Buffalo Bills have interest in Melvin Gordon. Should they sign him here on a 1 year deal? I think it would be nice. Obviously, I think it would be nice because he is a really, really good running back for us. But I do think that it is honestly better for us to draft a running back. This is a deep running back draft class. And again, the first running back is probably not going to be taken probably around where Buffalo is going to pick, right? They wasted their first round pick on trading up to get Stephon Diggs. The second round pick, they could get a running back like a DeAndre Swift, like a Jonathan Taylor, like a Zach Moss, or a Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You could get a running back that has the same skill sets or is just as good, if not better than Melvin Gordon, and you get him at a much cheaper price, and also they're also a lot younger than Melvin Gordon. When from a 21, 22, or 23-year-old running back, or again, would you rather have a 27-year-old running back? I'll take the 22, 23-year-old running back. And, we've seen these running backs coming out the draft immediately have an impact in the NFL right away, right? You look at guys like Miles Sanders, perfect example. A guy that was a second-round pick, he was projected first, but when in the second round, came in automatically. He was one of the best running backs in the league. Devin Singletary is another perfect example of what we have here, drafted as a rookie, and arguably was one of our top 5 best offensive players. So I understand why a lot of Bills fans want Melvin Gordon. And again, if you can get him on a 1 year deal and you can get him at a reasonable price, it is understandable, and it's something, that I would absolutely love, because he is one of the best running backs in the league, and I think he would be a perfect complement to Devin Singletary. But I think he definitely will come with issues because Melvin Gordon expects to be the guy. He's just not going to sign there to be a backup. He wants to be the guy so he can get his money, and I think that's where the problem lies. I think you'll see a lot more problems in the locker room, or again, attitude problems for Melvin Gordon compared to getting a rookie running back that has something to prove. So I definitely think that the rookie running back, drafting a running back from the draft, is the perfect route to go. Compared to getting a guy like Melvin Gordon on a 1 year contract that you can potentially have issues with in the future. Again, I understand why everybody wants Melvin Gordon, but are you going to risk your locker room for a guy like Melvin Gordon, who has shown you that he deserved that? I'm not saying he's a prima donna, but he's a guy that is looking for more respect. If you're going to get me, I deserve to be the number one guy, and I just don't think that Buffalo is looking for that. They're looking for a compliment for Devin Singletary. I just don't know if Melvin Gordon is willing to accept that role. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. This is Gen 716. Catch you guys later. Stay safe. I'm out. Peace.